wiggle, wiggle.
Like.
All right, the Muffin here. I had a couple recommendations to do a tips and tricks on the T34 Premium American and also just the standard T34, but no need to do two separate videos because if you look at the stats, they're actually pretty much the same exact tank, except one has the American camo and the other one just has basically any other camo that you can apply in the game. So I'm going to combine two videos in one here and just talk about the tank. The T34, I mean, it just came out in the recent American bundle. Honestly, it was my top pick out of all those that came out. There were some other good ones, not saying that the other ones weren't, but the T34 is an excellent tank. I really do like this tank. And really, the number one thing to keep in mind with this tank when playing it is it really is all about the turret. I have 3 replays here back to back, and one of the things that you'll notice as I try to position myself is 2 rules. Number 1 is I'm always trying to put it in a position on the map where I'm utilizing, I'm hull down, my turret is only exposed, and I'm in a place where I can use that gun depression. Second is I'm always trying to stay on that outer circumference of where I can visibly be seen by my team according to where they're positioned, so that if I do end up getting rushed or something during the reload, I'm not completely alone by myself, and I do have that backup. So here I am. I'm putting myself in a position where I can utilize that frontal turret armor and that gun depression. The T34 also has good penetration, especially compared to the T32. The T34 has better penetration. The thing about the T34 is it's a little less accurate than the American T32, but it does have a higher alpha damage cannon, so it is a nice tank. Now, the other thing you do have to be a little careful of is that when tanks are aiming at you when you're in these hold down positions, they're going to be trying to aim and target your cupola on top, so you don't want to be staying too still. You'll notice even when tanks are pointing their cannon at me that I'm trying to like move back and forth just to wiggle just a little bit to throw off the enemy's aim. But that's just one of the things that you got to do in the T32. Now, the low here definitely has me in a bad position, and that's not really where you want to be. I'm kind of hoping that my team can dissolve him pretty quick. I can't necessarily go completely over the hill because there is a tank destroyer. So, as I say in all my tips and tricks vids, it's very important that you're staying aware of your surroundings, paying attention. But this thing really is all about its face, its turret. So, I mean, I'm being conscientious. I'm paying attention to where my team is. Here on dead rail, trying to zip past here just so that I'm not completely just staying in the IS-8's line of sight so he can get a shot off me. And this battle is just about to be wrapped up, but you'll notice that every time that I was positioning the T34, that I was positioning it in a way that I was trying to utilize the tank's strengths and I was trying to protect its weaknesses. So only exposing the turret, just peeking up, trying to use that gun depression, because that really puts the enemies in a hard spot. Here's another replay. I'm trying to get once again to a spot where I can protect some of my weaknesses but expose my strengths by protecting that hull, just peek up. I do like this position, however, this one I kind of fall apart in a little bit. I thought I would have had more support staying in the visibility of my team, but the enemy just did a really good job in this one, advancing and just being very strategic in their advance. So I'm trying to put myself in a position here where, once again, I'm trying to just get myself in a place where I can expose my turret, use my gun depression, Um, you'll see I kind of run into a little bit of trouble here. So, like I said, the strengths of the T34 is that it has a great frontal turret. It's got good penetration, good alpha cannon, good gun depression. But its weaknesses that you want to be careful of is it does have weaker hull armor. So if you do expose that, the chance of you getting penned is greater, much greater. I do bounce some rounds when I'm either hyper angled or something. In my next replay, you do see I do bounce around, but it's not too often you're bouncing around. So here the enemy's flanking me pretty well. I'm still trying to stay on this hill using my gun depression. I am getting a little trapped here. This is definitely, I mean, if out of any situation, this is probably the best spot I could have possibly put myself in, because I'm staying within that outer circumference and within that line of visibility for if I do need support. I do have my team now. In any game, I can't control where or what my team is doing, but I try to utilize their positioning, the map, and how to position myself to utilize the T34's strength. So that one, I mean, these are just 3 honest back-to-back replays. I didn't know how these were going to turn out, but I like to give you guys honest feedback on the tank. So here, just the last replay I have for you guys. Once again, trying to put myself in a position, not to be too repetitive, but trying to put myself in a position to utilize that gun depression. Now, as I come up here, I'm trying to get more toward the center, and my team is flanking entire right. So I'm kind of being in the center, but more just to be visible on the right side and an area to use that gun depression. And as I come up, now this hill is a bit steep for the T34, but I do kind of come along here just to see if I can poke out, just get some visibility on an enemy passing by, because our team's doing a good job. They're starting to spot, and that's the thing that's really effective, is if you can be a good spotter in a lighter medium tank, when people are in like heavies and destroyers, it helps give them visibility into where to target, where to support, tells the heavies like where to move to reposition themselves on the map. So anyway, that's kind of a role of a different tank. But T34, you know, being a heavy tank, I'm utilizing my positioning to strategically position myself against the enemy. So here I'm able to come up on a position where there's a little bit of hilly terrain. Now, I don't want to close the gap too much here and get too close, because they're a little bit more clustered here. And my team, as I'm looking at the map, are still a little bit behind, kind of out. I want to stay within that safety zone. If I rush, they could rush me. So that's where you want to be a little bit careful in closing the gap, but it is good to be aggressive. So I am starting to push up a little bit more here. We do want to take out some of these other tanks. Our team is advancing over here on the side, so we want to push and advance with them, utilizing not only the strengths of our tank, but also our team and where they are on the map. So doing a great job here. You'll notice here in a second the T34's accuracy as I try to just get a shot off on this American TD here, but that's just the accuracy that I was kind of referring to earlier in this thing. Just right here, I just try to peek around, just get that, and I think I have it, but you know, you can sometimes have a target that's 90% within your aimer and your shell just happens to hit that one spot outside of the aimer where it just misses the tank or just doesn't get the hit. So anyway, I hope this was helpful. Just once again, just a few replays on the T34, a couple tips. I personally think it's a great tank, very capable, a very good heavy. So anyway, This is the muffin here. That's really all I have to say about the T34. If you get it, it's a great tank. But you guys stay cool and keep tanking.